Good morning everybody. So we are discussing today the continuous portion of the factors which are affecting the bacterial growth. So we have already discussed up to pH. The pH which affects the ionic properties of the bacterial cell. So it affects the growth of the bacteria. Most of the bacteria grow at neutral pH, that is 6 to 7.5. However, there are certain bacteria that grow best at acidic or alkaline pH. The relationship between the pH and the bacterial growth, it is given in the figure in the next page. That is the acidophilic bacteria. Then blue color shows acidophilic bacteria, or green color shows neutrophile, then red color shows alkaliophile. All of them has an optimum pH where the growth rate is maximum. The microorganisms can be placed in one of the following groups based on their optimum pH requirements. Neutrophils are those which grow best at the pH range of 5 to 8. Acidophils grow best at pH 5.5, below 5.5. Alkaliophils grow best at a pH above 8.5. The pH is essential factor for the growth of the microbes. Many bacteria are able to produce several organic acids which reduce the pH of the medium, and also it restricts the growth of other bacteria. So in certain media, the bacteria which are capable of producing this organic acids, so this organic acids have higher, what means it has organic acids already the pH is very low. So this results in the reduction of the pH of the medium also. And so what happens if the pH of the medium is reduced, it may affect the growth of other bacteria, where other bacteria might not are capable of producing organic acids. So they can be they restrict the growth of the other bacteria, this organic acid producing bacteria. Apart from that, there are some media constituents. This can be affected by low pH. Therefore, maintain the optimum pH is highly important to obtain the adequate growth. So, for the adequate growth of the microorganisms, the pH should be optimum. Even though when it is alkaline or even though when it is acidic, it may affect the growth of the bacteria. Pathogens are mostly requiring neutral pH, that is in the range of 7 to 7.2. However, there are certain industrially important bacteria. For example, Lactobacillus lactis. They require a lower pH, that is it is acidophilic, for their optimum growth. Many food items such as pickles and cheese are also prevented from spoilage by the acids produced during fermentation. Next is about Vibrio cholerae. It is the organism causative agent responsible for causing cholera. It is an example of the bacteria that can grow at an alkaline pH 8.2 to 8.5. Next factor is about light. There are certain phototrophic bacteria which require light for their growth. However, most of the bacteria can grow well in darkness also. The presence of the ultraviolet rays and radiation, they might reduce the bacterial growth. That is why we are saying that when we are putting the clothes or anything in the front of the sunlight, what happens? It has a sterilizing effect. We have already studied in the last year sterilization, physical agents. We have studied ultraviolet rays, sunlight, etc. Next is the photochromogenic mycobacterium. So this mycobacterium are of different types. Among them, a type is called photochromogenic. it is a unique species that produces pigments only in the presence of light. These are the species coming under the genus Mycobacteria. Depending on the source of the energy bacteria make use of, they may be classified as phototrophs and chemotrophs. Phototrophs are the bacteria derive energy utilizing light, that is sunlight. Chemotrophs of the bacteria, they derive energy from the chemical source. Next important factor is osmosis. It is the diffusion of the water across a membrane from the area of higher water concentration to the area of lower water concentration. Higher water concentration means lower solute concentration. Lower water concentration means higher solute concentration. Osmosis is powered by the potential energy of a concentration gradient, and it doesn't require the expenditure of metabolic energy. While water molecules are small enough to pass between the phospholipids in the cytoplasmic membrane, so their transport can be enhanced by the water transporting transport proteins. So there are certain transport proteins which transport water. So such type of proteins are called aquaporins. So they can be passed between the phospholipids in the cytoplasmic membrane, and then in order to pass the water molecules between the phospholipids in the cytoplasmic membrane, this can be transported using the aquaporins. They form a channel that span the cytoplasmic membrane and transport water in and out of the cytoplasm. So, coming under osmosis, there is another factor is called osmotic pressure. The microbes obtain almost all their nutrients in the solution from the surrounding water. Hence, factors such as osmotic pressure and salt concentration of the solution affect the growth of bacteria. The bacteria, by virtue of the mechanical strength of their cell wall, are able to withstand a wide range of external osmotic variation. So they are capable of withstanding they have a virtue of mechanical strength of because of the mechanical strength within the cell wall, they are able to withstand a wide range of osmotic variations. The organisms requiring higher osmotic pressures are called osmophilic bacteria. Sudden exposure of the bacteria to hypertonic solution may cause osmotic withdrawal of water. This may lead to the osmotic shrinkage of its protoplasm. So they are called plasmolysis. On the other hand, whenever there is a sudden transfer of the bacteria from the concentrated solution to distilled water, it may cause excessive imbibition of water, which may lead to swelling and bursting of the cell, which is called plasmoptosis. Next is about ions and salts. All the bacteria requires metal ions such as potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, cobalt, manganese, etc. to synthesize enzymes and proteins. There are certain bacteria that doesn't require sodium chloride in the medium. However, they can tolerate very small concentration of salt. And also there are some halophilic bacteria such as archaebacteria that require high salt concentration in their medium. So they are, because of this character, they are called extremophiles, archaebacteria. Next important factor is nutrient concentration. If the culture medium is rich in growth promoting substances, the growth of the bacteria occurs very fast. Whenever there is a decrease in the nutrient concentration, so there might be a decrease in the growth rate. So the different bacteria have different nutritional requirements. So this is the two types of species. Species A, red color. Species B, blue color. Species A, their growth rate is higher, and the optimum growth rate is higher, and then it becomes stable. Whereas in the case of the species B, their nutrient requirement, their specific growth rate is quite different from the species A. So each of the bacteria or species have different nutritional requirements. With the increase in the concentration, what happens? Nutrition growth rate of the bacteria increases up to certain level. Whenever the nutrient concentration increases, growth rate may increase up to a certain level. Then it may become constant, even though irrespective of the nutrition addition. Next important factor is mechanical and sonic stress. Bacterial cell wall provides protection from stress-related issues. So, however, the cell wall can be ruptured by vigorous shaking with glass beads and by exposure to ultrasonic vibrations. So, as a result of the vigorous shaking with glass beads and by the exposure to ultrasonic vibrations, this may cause the rupturing of cell wall. So, these are all about factors affecting the bacterial growth. Thank you.